the corner in the police station and drive off honking a horn for her. Raw dog, get your raw dog off.
With these guest verses, Slim Shady steals the show.
They've been waiting patiently for Pinocchio to poke his nose back into the game, and they know rap will never be the same as before.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 best Eminem guest verses. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. For this list, we're focusing on Marshall Mathers' most unforgettable rhymes in a supporting role.
Can't make a decision, you keep questioning yourself, second guessing, and it's almost like you're begging for my help. Like I'm your leader, you're supposed to f***ing be my mentor.
Number 10, Don't Approach Me. For this declarative track, M first sets up X with a telling hook.
Cause you don't know me, I don't know you, so don't approach me, I won't approach you.
After Exhibit slays verse 1, Mathers jumps in with some razor-sharp words about his celebrity status and media attention. But M doesn't finish there, as he returns for a final verse about the consequences of confronting fans.
And it's a disgrace, Haley can't play with her toys in the front yard without you driving by, honking your horn, screaming some shit, leaning out your windows, beeping and shit.
With his second rhyme, Eminem is more explanatory than boastful. He addresses why he needs to be cautious with overbearing fans, and also what happens if he lets people get too close. It's slightly comedic, but also focused on his real-life issues.
Sometimes I feel like loading his rifle and climbing the roof at night and hiding outside to snipe you. It's not that I don't like you, it's just that when I'm not behind the mic, I'm a person who's just like you.
Number 9, Dead Wrong. Released after Biggie's untimely death, this guest spot helped ignite Eminem's career. Lyrically, he initially takes a surrealistic approach, painting a hellish landscape of devil worship.
The seven different levels, the devil worshiping, horses, sex, human sacrifices, cannibalism, candles, and exorcism.
But he then offers some clarity by communicating his reality and what it takes to survive. For this one, M unloads with an aggressive flow and finishes off with some descriptive rhymes about red-themed visuals.
With your body spread on the bedspread, red on the wall, red on the ceiling, red on the floor. Get a new whore, met on the second, red on the third, then she's dead on the fourth. I'm dead wrong.
It's a killer verse, and it has the lyrical bravado of someone that's trying to make a name for himself in the rap game.
Animals having sex with them, camels, mammals, and rabbits, but I don't get into that. I kick the habit, I
could really use a wish right now, wish right now.
Number 8, Airplanes Part 2.
I could use a dream or a genie or a wish to go back to a place much simpler than this.
In this Grammy-nominated track, Eminem actually sings before he rhymes.
It was just a dream, but those days are gone. Alright.
After B.O.B.'s reflective 2 verses, M gets nostalgic while examining his own past. In contrast to Hayley Williams' dreamy chorus, Mathers is a little more blunt, a little more urgent with his vocals.
And it wasn't time to move and schools weren't changing again. He wasn't socially awkward and just strange as a kid. He had a father and his mother wasn't crazy as shit.
With this tone, he captures what it takes to feel young and helpless, both for himself and for listeners too. It's all steeped in pretending, and wishing for something you can't quite grasp. By the end, Eminem effectively closes off the track with his unique storytelling abilities.
And he never dreamed he could rip stadiums and just lazy as shit. A talent show in the gymnasium, bitch. You want him out the shit, quit daydreaming, kid.
I'm about to lose my mind.
Number 7, I Need a Doctor. With this guest spot, M shows some tough love for his iconic mentor. In verse 1, Mathers looks inward and explores his own self-doubt.
I told the world one day I would pay it back. Say it on tape and lay it, record it so that one day I could play it back. But I don't even know if I believe it when I'm saying that.
He follows that up with another train of thought rhyme, only this time he's speaking directly to Dr. Dre, offering a heartfelt message of hope and loyalty.
It hurts when I see you struggle. You come to me with ideas. You say they're just pieces, so I'm puzzled. Cause the shit I hear is crazy, but you're either getting lazy or you don't believe in you no more.
Overall, I Need a Doctor represents a wake-up call for both artists, with Skylar Grey's soft hook hypnotically complementing the two MCs. For this Eminem guest verse, he pays homage to a legend, who just so happens to be the man that changed his life, too.
Well, let's tell the truth. You risked your career for me. I know it as well as you. Nobody wanted to with the white boy tramp crying in this boat.
Number 6, Best Friend. Co-produced by Eminem, this spiritual song concludes with a memorable and extensive rhyme.
My best friend is free. We
Technically, it's a one-verse spot, but the depth and length showcases Mather's lyrical wizardry. With his staccato flow, M takes an unorthodox approach, and his tone becomes more assertive from line to line.
God, please, would you arm me with the armor to calm me when it's drama like Gandhi could have gone the other way many times, could have turned Dali with the llama, but I squashed my.
On a personal level, Eminem owns up to his faults and reminds that he's no angel.
Then I'm about to vomit and I can feel it coming, cause failure's something I can barely stomach.
But on the professional side, M reminds that he's one of the legends, an MC that thrives on his inner strength and ability to handle the pressure, even when life gets most difficult.
You think's my clock that I use, that I pull from to get my strength up against these haters, and he'll be waiting at the gate when you get sprayed up, sitting you whole straight up to deal with my best friend.
Slim Shady, I see the one, could she be that lady?
Number 5. Smack That.
I feel you creeping, I can see it from my shadow. Wanna jump up in my Lamborghini Gallardo.
For this international hit, M constructs his verse specifically for the club crowd. With Akon setting the mood for Smack That,
All on the floor.
M builds on the sexual concept with some lyrical foreplay and crisp rhymes.
Oh, looks like another club banger. They better hang on when they throw this thing on. Get a little drink on, they gon' flip for the sake on. You can bank on it.
He brings his usual sense of humor, all the while shouting out the featured artist himself. It's a sharp guest spot, with M showing off his wordplay skills.
Steps off stage, didn't think I saw. Creeps up behind me and she's like, yeah. I'm like, I know, let's cut to the chase. No time to waste, back to my place.
At the time of release, Akon was still an emerging artist, and the Eminem collaboration provided some extra commercial appeal, as Smack That went on to earn triple platinum certification and spent 5 weeks at the number 2 spot on the Billboard Hot 100.
Smack that hat all on the floor. Smack that hat, give me some more. Smack that hat till you get sore. Smack that hat,
It may not mean nothing to y'all.
Number 4. Forever. Here's a posse cut that concludes with a bang.
Last name ever, first name greatest. Like a sprained ankle, boy, ain't nothing to play with.
After Drake, Kanye West, and Lil Wayne drop their own verses, M shuts it down with some lyrical fire.
There they go, back in stadiums as Shady spits his flow. Nuts they go, macadamian they go, so ballistic, whoa.
On Forever, Eminem immediately references his own flow, which sets the tone for a brilliant verse that references macadamia nuts, Pinocchio, and even Hannibal Lecter. Forever was recorded for the 2008 documentary More Than a Game, and M's creative verse sets himself apart from the competition, along with his hard-hitting delivery.
The passion and the flame is ignited. You can't put it out once we light it. This shit is exactly what the that I'm talking about when we riot.
Most importantly, it reminds that he's an elite MC that can hang with anybody.
I want this shit forever, mine, ever mine, ever mine, ever mine, ever mine.
Detroit. History.
Number 3. Renegade.
Put your hands together.
The one and only Nas famously noted that Eminem murdered Jay-Z on his own track. While that's up for debate, it's undeniable that Mathers constructs 2 immaculate verses about his public persona.
I'm in a position to talk to these kids and they listen. I ain't no politician, but I'll kick it with them a minute.
With the first, he takes aim at critics who misrepresent his intentions, communicating that he's no role model, but rather a lyrical artist. Next, he follows up Jay-Z again with a more spiritual verse that addresses hypocritical behavior.
I'm a poet, this I'm a regular modern day Shakespeare. Jesus Christ, the king of these latter-day saints here. To shatter the picture in which that is they paint me as the monger of fate, Satan, the scatterbrained atheist. But that
Released in 2001, Renegade showed that Eminem could not only hold his own alongside Jay-Z, but that he's got the same lyrical depth as well.
I'm a renegade. Never been afraid to talk about anything.
Hey, Em, you know you're my favorite white boy, right?
Number 2. Patiently Waiting.
I've been patiently waiting for a track to explode on. You get stunned if you want and your ass will get rolled on.
In 2003, 50 Cent made his much anticipated debut with Get Rich or Die Tryin'. Although Patiently Waiting wasn't released as a single, it does feature Eminem at his best.
Patiently waiting to make it through all the hating, debating whether or not you can even weather the storm. As you lay on the table, they operating to save you. It's like an angel came to you, say from the heavens above.
First, Mathers appears on the bridge, complimenting 50's opening verse. For his one and only rhyme, M pays homage to hip-hop legends, even adopting a staccato flow like the late Tupac Shakur.
it's like a fight to the top just to see who died for the spot. You put your life in this, nothing like surviving a shot. Y'all know what time it is. Soon as 50 signs on his dot. Shit, what you know about death threats? cause I get a lot.
It's a timely guest spot, one that acknowledges his future in the rap game, along with the events of 9/11. He pays respect to 50 Cent's skills, but it's Eminem that ultimately steals the show.
There's nothing spookier, you're now about to witness the power.
Patiently waiting for a track to explode on you. Get stunned if you want, and your ass will get rolled on.
Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions.
Welcome to D-Block, the mighty, mighty D-Block. The place in New York City where Diddy won't even walk. It's D-Block, you're part of young, cause I wouldn't be caught without two pistols on me. That'll be cocked in his pocket. D-Block, bring it to anybody who want it. You gon' get it. Name him, we gon' hit him. Chew him up and spit him out. Too much venom, and if you roll with him, we gon' f you up with him.
Number 1. Forgot About Dre.
Y'all know me, still the same OG, but I've been low-key. Hated on by most these niggas with no cheese, no deals and no G's, no wheels and no keys.
This single reintroduced a legend and features a legend in the making. Eminem delivers one of hip-hop's most classic hooks, one that remains relevant in the new era of rap.
Nowadays, everybody wanna talk like they got something to say, but nothing comes out when they move their lips, just a bunch of gibberish, and motherfuckers act like they forgot about Dre.
Then there's the seamless transition into a long-winded verse, a spotlight for M to showcase his storytelling abilities.
One day I was walking by with a Walkman on, when I caught a guy, give me an awkward eye. And strangled him up in the parking lot with his darkened eye.
First, he wisely acknowledges the iconic NWA, but then it's the Slim Shady Show, where he mixes lyrical comedy with some hard-edged rhymes. With respect to Eminem's guest spot on Dre's What's the Difference,
Stop the beat a minute, I got something to say.
it's his Forgot About Dre verse that inspired a world of fans to imitate him, if only out of respect and admiration for his lyrical flow.
And when the cops came through, me and Dre stood next to a burnt down house with a can full of gas and a handful of matches, and still weren't found out.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from Watch Mojo and subscribe for new videos every day.
To choke you to death with a charge.